with honesty.
The reality is you are an idiot. What is up, everyone? Do we have one today? Who is doing defecation yoga? Yes, you heard that correctly. Who is breaking up and who is starting a business? Who you got on your bingo card? Let's get right into it. But make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all support. And the craziness continues.
Like literally 12 years. 12 years of heartache, 12 years of breaking up off and on, getting back together.
Shouldn't she be thinking about that for a moment and saying, maybe this isn't the best idea? Talking about 12 years I've invested, all the heartbreak, all the breakups, and yet you're still continuing with this. Plus, there was another failed attempt at moving to another country. Probably not making the best decisions here.
Dylan would tell me that she did not approve of me because she wants Dylan to be with somebody younger so that she can have grandchildren.
I mean, that's just kind of a typical mother thing to do, especially when there's a big age gap. Now, it's up to him to ultimately make that decision, of course, but there's no reason for you to be offended by that. Now, if you go there and she's constantly inserting herself and Dylan can't make the decisions for himself because he's just always diverting to his mother and not acting like he's almost 40, then you might have a problem. But until then, you might as well let that one go. Oh my God. It's like she's throwing a tantrum. Is she packing up? She is packing up his things. This is the most high school type thing I think I've seen. And we have seen some pretty big high school type blow-ups, fights in this show and all of its spin-offs. But, I mean, can we really blame her though? She's like 20. She basically is in just fresh out of high school like 2 years ago. He's the one that decided on this, and it only gets worse for him because he doesn't know how to make a good decision. She doesn't either, but him being in his 30s, he should know better on some level, and he shouldn't even be messing around with this relationship. This is like a scorned lover in high school, maybe middle school with a first boyfriend, or an extremely unstable person, or all of the above. That is a perfect freeze frame. That is an unstable person. So everything Luke gets from here on out, he deserves every bit of it. He asked for every bit of it, and he is going to get every bit of it. This fool deserves everything he's about to get from this crazy ass lady. Excuse my language.
Yes, I give to him so much.
What?
He don't give it the same to me.
What the hell does she give to him? Now you'll notice this is a theme going on. How much she gives to him. What on earth? Name it. Name 3 things you've given to him. And it can't be love and affection. Those can't be 2 of them. Because, well, you barely do that anyway. But it can't be 2 of them anyway. What have you given to him? In your defense, he's not really giving a whole lot to you except running himself broke giving you money, which is not helping you either. But come on, you're acting like you are actually trying extremely hard in this relationship. Like you're the one that has the glue holding it together. Like you're the one continually saying, we got to be in this for our kids, which you don't have. But that is the vibes you're giving off. You give nothing. You contribute nothing to this relationship. This is the most shallow relationship I probably have seen on this show and most of these dating shows.
I tried to be honest. I tried to come clean. I tried to start a potential marriage.
Oh, did you?
With honesty.
And he goes to say that I thought that would count for something. The reality is you are an idiot. Because he's basically saying, I thought me coming clean would count for something. Okay, for one, a couple things here. For one, you should have been honest from the get-go. Let alone if you didn't have a crazy girlfriend or fiance or whatever, you still should have been honest from the get-go. You're the one that told her no strippers, that's fine, and everything like that. Now, if you wanted to be able to have a bachelor party with a stripper, you should have said that. And then let the cards fall as they may. But no, you were agreeable to that, and then you went against it. That was your fault. Then when you decided to come clean, you were the one that decided to do it at a cake tasting. How stupid can you be? This is the same fool that if one day he cheats on her, and he probably will, just like she'll probably cheat on him, he will wait till there are a bunch of weapons and sharp things in front, and then he will say, oh, by the way, I have something to tell you. I cheated on you. You're not going to pick up any of those objects, are you? I trust you. That is how stupid this fool is. He's got to be the dumbest fool. He has about half a brain cell left, and it is struggling in there for air.
भाई जेनी की हालत देख रहा है कैसी हो रखी है जेनी
Oh my
मोटी हो
God.
गई है
She comes in and says that let's do some yoga. Look at Jenny. She's put on weight. We need to do some yoga. Wow. And it kind of gets worse from there. But credit to Summit. So I'm never going to get his name right. But credit to him. He definitely tries to pull a rabbit out of the hat and really twist that situation into a positive.
You want us to do yoga, Rita? You both are like gaining weight.
That is not what she said. She did not say you're both gaining weight. She specifically said Jenny, but Summit is trying really hard to not make it sound worse than it actually was. So, again, credit for him. But he definitely does even more of a spin on it, which I got to give him credit for.
I don't appreciate your mom telling us we're getting fat.
You know what? Like, mom defended you the other way. And
I like it. You know, this is what he did. And you know what? I got to give him credit. This is genius on his part. The way he's trying to get out of it here when she says, I don't like how she called me fat. And her saying that, or him saying, she did defend you the other day and she really stood up for you. So maybe we're going to cut her some slack here. Good for him. He pulled that one out of his back pocket. He was just waiting. And, I got to give him credit for trying. It was a well-placed card he pulled. Oh God. What is this? What kind of ailment? What are they doing?
You keep from throwing up.
Oh.
yes.
That would make me throw up.
Oh my good. Oh. Look, if you participate in these acts, well, credit to you, I guess, for your holistic therapies, and I'm not going to knock them, but that looks disgusting. So I'm not going to knock them while promptly going and knocking them. But look, that is the most Indian thing I think I've seen, except for the next thing, which is the type of yoga that they actually do.
Turns out this is not just normal yoga, this is a poop yoga.
So in essence, what they're doing here is they're drinking what is supposed to be salt in water and then doing a certain yoga that's supposed to get their digestive system going. In essence, we're talking about potentially soiling yourself while doing yoga. Doesn't that seem pleasant? Can you just imagine the yoga class where everyone is soiling themselves? Now that just seems like a good time.
जल्दी से
It stinks.
Oh, what are they drinking?
No, then drink it.
Oh,
There's a kind of salt here in India that I don't like the smell of.
what?
It. I won't eat it.
So there is a kind of salt in India that they go on to say that's like sulfur. Are you sure that's salt, or are they not just putting sulfur in your drink? And look, they definitely spiked her drink with something, because now they're talking about you're going to have to go to the bathroom, all these things. You know what they're doing? They're facilitating bulimia, because you think of bulimia and you think of someone purging, throwing up or whatever, but sometimes they take laxatives to get it out the other end as well. Equally as unhealthy, considering the fact that you are clearing out your system, not getting those nutrients, and it can be very unhealthy. That kind of seems what this is right now. They're just trying to get her to purge her whole system out. And it doesn't seem like that's going to end in a good way. This is absolutely how a horror movie starts. Laughing yoga, saying basically, throwing your hands in the air. That is how a paranormal activity starts. And it's because they're all possessed. So that is scary, and I wouldn't want to set up cameras in that house in the night and look at them the next day. All I'm saying is there are definitely ghosts there or something.
Oh, my stomach's starting to feel weird.
Oh, they definitely put something more in that than just salt and water. Come on, her stomach's immediately... I mean, I get it, you were doing some twists and turns, but come on.
When I tell him, learn the language, I don't want him to, turn every single word into a freaking joke.
Buku.
Okay, this is my take on this. And you know what? I've had my issues with Manon. I still have issues with Manon. But she's correct here. The thing is when you come to the United States, you should learn the language. You should learn English. At least some amount of English you can get around. That also goes for other countries. If you move to another country, you should be expecting to try to learn the language and learn enough to get around. She seems to have learned English pretty good. Strong accent, but she knows English. If he's going to work over in France, he should be learning their language. It's only fair if you're going to live in someone else's country to learn the language there. So she's absolutely correct here. So I hope he's going to do what he said he's going to do, which is learn the language, get a job. I think it's going to be a little more difficult than he's making it seem, though, right now.
I have an idea for a business here.
What?
France.
Is she really doing this? Like, the whole point, the second after I give her some praise, she's right back again. The whole point of y'all coming here was you work too much, you didn't develop a bond with your son, and you're trying to develop that. The dad was going to work, and you were going to develop more of a bond with the son. That's not to say you could never work or anything like that, but the whole point was you getting to be in that mother mode and really getting a good bond with your son. That's it. You're there for a week and you're talking about starting a business and a business plan. Now, the cope she does to try to explain how it's going to work is crazy.
She was like, you can have it all here because you can have a balance. Growing up, Dorian was there for me when I really needed a friend.
Now, it sounds like her friend is not going to be the good example here because she's telling her, you can have everything here. You can work, you can have the family, everything. But then the problem is Manon is not going to do a work-life balance. Now, when you hear her friend, it's a little more different than what she's making it out to be. But she's using her friend to sell that she wants to start a business and do exactly what she was doing in the United States. She's trying to make it seem like there's going to be more work-life balance. She's not capable. She's already shown that.
Enfin, je me sens très épanouie dans ma vie personnelle.
Okay, she says, I feel really fulfilled both personally and professionally.
Professionnelle. Il faut juste aussi parfois savoir dire stop pour la vie
Prioritize
professionnelle.
your personal
Et puis
life.
d'autres moments,
And other times work comes first.
c'est la vie
But listen to what she
professionnelle
says.
qui passe en priorité.
Boundaries, comment on dit boundaries? Les limites. Voilà, tu as des limites.
Exactement. Quand j'ai pas mes enfants, je travaille.
I work when I'm not with my kids, but
Quand ils sont là, c'est pour mes
when
enfants.
they are around, I focus only on them. Smart words. So when it comes to her friend, she basically said, yes, I work, but when my kids are around, I focus on them. So are you going to do what you did before, which is that you didn't focus on your child and you always would go and do meetings and things and you were never around? She is advocating for a work-life balance. Your friend is. You are not really capable of that. So she takes what she says of you can have it all and just runs with that instead of saying basically her family comes first. Because her friend said her family comes first.
And I really hope he's going to understand also that it's not just a good business idea for me, but it's going to be good for all of us.
And now she's trying to sell this, but this is going to be good for us. He's going to give in because that's what he does. He doesn't really stand up and he won't say, look, at first he may say it, but he's not going to stick to it. If she wants to start a business, she's going to do it. And he's going to be like, oh, it turned out well, whether it does or not.
The money commitment, I mean...
No. I'm going to pitch it to investors.
Okay. This is where she starts to spiral, and he should be telling her, no, absolutely not. We're not doing this. This is not why we came here. She says, there's not going to be a money commitment. I'm going to pitch it to investors. Okay. Hey, if you are good at pitching to investors to get money started up for a business, good for you, because that's not easy to do. It's not easy to find capital. Not everyone has this perfect A+ credit rating where they can just walk into any bank and get a great business loan without any experience on a business or any kind of history or anything like that. It's difficult. So if she can pitch to investors, good for her. Problem is, then you're beholden to those investors. And hear how she copes with that.
Yeah. Let's make a deal.
Yes.
All right.
First of all, I promise that it is not going to be my number one focus.
Guess who is going to think that that's your number one focus? Your investors. So is your pitch going to be to them, hey, yeah, I want you to do this, but I'm not really going to give it my all because I want to spend time with my family. No, you're going to either tell them you're going to give it your all, or you're going to tell them the truth and they're not going to invest in you. No, what she's going to do is she's going to say that she's going to give it her all to it, and then she's going to proceed to do that and let her family fall by the wayside. But she sell it to him like, no, I'll stop if it's too much. You can't stop if you have investors that are in it and have some sort of stake. You just can't. You have other people obligations that you have to follow. She's not thinking through this at all.
That's why I want to make research. That's why I want to prep and plan ahead. Mm-hmm. And if I see it's very...
She sounds like an addict coping here. Like she sounds like an addict trying to sell to their family how, no, this time it's going to be different. If you just give me $20, I'm going to get my bus ticket to go to rehab. Not go buy that crack rock. That's what she sounds like right here. She is just falling over herself, trying to explain how it's not going to be the same as it was before, while coming off as just blatantly lying.
But I put a lot of situations in my head that may or may not exist, and
So you're delusional. You're delusional. That's what it boils down to, is you're just crazy. She said she puts situations in her head that may or may not be real. Run, a Reuben guy. Run, guy, on the booze cruises. You know, live your happy vacation life. Get away from her, because she crazy. Yeah, and look, he probably will cheat on her. She will probably cheat on him, and they're going to have an extremely toxic relationship. It's not going to be fun.
I think it will be healthier. Go straight. Where are we going? We're gonna go spy on Jonathan at work.
So she just got done saying it'll be healthier to not share locations to try to show trust. So what's she going to go do? She's going to go spy on him in person. Seems like that's going to end in a positive manner for your relationship. Probably. And she keeps talking about his job. Look, this would be uncomfortable for most people in a relationship if your significant other is working on some kind of vacation booze cruise where people are drunk, people are flirtatious. I'm not saying it wouldn't be uncomfortable, but she knew what she was getting into. You quit your job. This is the job he has. And you came over with some expectation that he could just quit that job and find something that he was going to be able to make as much money with. So you expecting him to quit is not reasonable. Also, while knowing what he did for a living. This is why I don't understand this. If someone was to marry a stripper, then like the other person in this show, and she wanted to continue stripping, you knew what she was doing. It is what it is. I may disagree with her stripping, but it's not my relationship. You knew what you were getting into. Same thing here. You needed to have that relationship of, are you going to quit? I can't get into this if you're not. And then he can make the decision for himself. But instead, you're going to spy on a tree.
I sit on the shore behind the same tree and spy on him when he goes on the rope swing to make sure he's not putting dental floss on his back.
Yeah, you know that's part of the act, that he can climb up with people on his back. She keeps saying dental floss like she doesn't wear her thongs or G-strings when she's out on the beach, letting people stare at her. So, come on, give me a break here, hypocrite.
I'm literally gonna post up in this tree.
She literally looks like she is wearing a reflective vest with her hair. Her blonde hair is going to stick out like a sore thumb. He's going to be able to look from that ship and be like, hey, what? Why are you over in the tree? I mean, this is worse than me sharing my location, so we're done?
It's been about 5 years since we've lived,
He absolutely looks like a young Crocodile Dundee. Right, that's not a knife. This is a knife. I hope please do that. For the love of God, you're bringing her a kangaroo. You got to do the knife line at some point.
She actually got herself into a lot of debt. And I'm trying to show her that you can still be happy living a very simple life.
She's got financial problems. She likes the bigger or the better things in life. And she's moving to this place where it's kind of a more simple life. You're going to have a lot of problems. For one, she's not going to be able to curb her spending. If she likes the finer things, nothing's changing with changing location. Again, I got to go to the attic references because it seems like a lot of the people on the show have some of those personality traits. She has a shopping problem. Whether it's an addiction or not, I don't know. But when someone wants to do that, do something, or have some sort of impulse control issues, location changes doesn't change anything. If you're an addict, you're gonna find the drugs. If you're a shopper, you're gonna still spend money. Unless you change some fundamental things, make that decision to really change your life, location means nothing. Oh, that's nice. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my gosh. What the hell, lady? You are literally licking this man's face. What are you doing? Like this is not a happy greeting. This is a greeting. Come on, man. Like, go get a room, but not a gross, like, sloppy room or something. That's just weird. I don't like it.
And I know she wants me to propose straight away, but I need to see how things go first.
So he is saying the most stupid thing whilst also saying the most smartest thing simultaneously. The smartest thing because he's saying, I want to see how things go first. Like, that's gonna drift between British and Australian probably. But he's saying he wants to see how things go first before he puts a ring on it. But yet you're moving her over to you on the other side of the world. If you're trying to see how things go, you probably shouldn't be even thinking about marriage or moving someone over there. This is no logic to what they're doing. And they already have a failed attempt at this when they moved to Thailand for some reason. I think it was Thailand. Is this fool stupid? This fool is literally buying more flowers to give to her after she just ripped up the ones you gave. And you think that's going to make it better? What do you think flowers are going to do? Flowers do nothing. I mean, they're a nice gesture, sure. They smell nice, but they're going to do nothing to fix your relationship that needs extreme mending right now. And, she might have overreacted, sure. But you're also dumb and really played things out poorly.
I didn't touch her. I didn't have sex with her.
She dancing in front of you and you don't touch.
Well, technically, he didn't touch. He was like this the whole time, like, I'm not touching, while she's grinding on him the whole time. So technically, he's like, I'm not touching her. Well, I didn't say she didn't touch me, though. This is the biggest, everyone on the show is the most shady people I think they can find. I think they literally search the bowels of the internet to find shady people who are willing to jump on here with these relationships. And there it is. Yep. So his hand like this, throwing money and whatnot, but he definitely had a stripper on him, that's for sure. So, I mean, listen, like I said, if you wanted to have a stripper and whatever, that's what you want to do for your bachelor party, then you better not say that you're not going to, or not say that, no, I would never do that. I agree with you, because it's going to bite you later.
I don't want to give up on you.
You love me.
Oh,
you know
okay.
I'm a great woman.
You know I'm a great woman.
You're the best woman.
I know.
You know I'm a great woman. You're the best woman. I know. Why are you this great woman? I'm a little confused at everything she says is everything I've done for him. What have you done? Why are you this great woman? I don't understand. You keep touting your business. He's the one that gave you the money for that business. And, it just seemed like your friends and family were coming in for real. I think that was just a photo shoot. I doubt it's doing as good as you say anyway. But that wouldn't be surprising considering most of his businesses fail. But I digress on that point. Either way, you saying that you've done so much for him, I mean, technically by the numbers, he's done more for you. He may be a piece of garbage. He may be a horrible person when it comes to a lot of things. But he's done more for you, and yet you make it seem like you're the best person ever. And then we just get a pouty face for about 20 seconds. She's like trying to adjust to make the right camera angle, and they just stayed on her. So it's kind of weird.
And I give him so much, and I really don't get the same from him.
Please, okay, name the things. Name the things you give. I'll wait. Name the things you give, Madeleine. I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see it. It's not at all. The craziness is crazying even crazier, because here we are with nasty bowel movement yoga, more cheating, and a breakup. So who does what, and where do we end up from here? I don't know, but that's the crazy part. We will see. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. See y'all next time.